Well, now, let's see what we have. 36 mil. That can pay for a damn nice movie. Got 36 script writers, 36 characters. We can do that for sure. So, you can start writing now if you want, provided Stephen Avery writes out Malibu Guerrilla Productions. Not me, but Malibu Guerrilla Productions, okay? And we all take our share. Notice that I'm taking the exact same share you are? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So, what's going to make this great, really, is we can do Mind Shock as the Chipmunks, you know? Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's who they are. So they can be cartoon characters if we want. They can be digitized squirrels. They could be Alvin and the Chipmunks, all right? Involved. That's what they can do. Yeah, that'd be pretty great. One of my screenplays, what it is that we recruit this whole band of Sasquatches to go to Manitowoc. All right. Yeah. And they're all in like these Bigfoot trucks and stuff. Oh, yeah. Out of that million or so, yeah, you get a Bigfoot truck. I got some for you. Look up Dodge WC, the early ones, okay? WC 1 through 6. Those are your, and then Bigfoot it out. Oh, there's that. But you get your Bigfoot truck. Each one of you, you know, rubber ducky. Yeah, you get your Bigfoot truck. Rubber ducky, Bigfoot truck, okay? Yeah. Then we come back into Manitowoc and spring Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. We use Military Vehicle Preservation Association. They got all the Army trucks and shit, you know, and roll back into town. Make it big, make it spectacular. That's what it's there for. That's what you want to do. And make it fun. Now, back on a serious point. At any given time, Stephen Avery can just say, I challenge jurisdiction. I challenge jurisdiction. Then everything has to stop. They have to prove that they had jurisdiction, which is difficult. They can prove that they had jurisdiction based upon the information that they had at the time, which basically no. It's a bunch of fucking assumptions and shit. Oh, yeah, you know what? The warrant read in blue 98 Toyota, and they got in, you know, Teresa's, which is a 99 Toyota, okay? So even in the warrant, they got the wrong vehicle. Blue, green, okay? Anyway. Stephen Avery, all he has to do is say, you know what? I got this great idea. Why don't I challenge the state's jurisdiction over me and trying me under Federal Rule 60B4. All right. It's Federal 60 before he would, okay. And go back to the probable cause, you know, the original statement. They filed charges. Now, add the fact that the forest photographs, I got an idea. Stephen Avery, say this. You're willing to confess to the murder of Teresa Marie Hallmark if, under the condition that they take the photograph that was taken on the fourth flyover and identify her vehicle on the property. If not, then I challenge jurisdiction. So it's a confession versus jurisdiction. You want a confession? Put this thing to rest? I'll confess. You find it in that photograph. On that property. At that time. That you say it was there. Well, where is it? Not there. It was in the garage. No, it wasn't. When you open up that garage, that dust was on the floor. Everything's been there for a long fucking time, dude. Okay. And when you rolled that thing out, it left tracks. No fucking way. That Suzuki and that Skidoo has been in there for a long fucking time. Oh. It's not outside. It's not outside. So there's that. Stephen Avery will confess to the murder of Teresa Marie Hallmark straight up, no problem, if they can prove that he took Teresa's daily planner and drove it back over to her house, broke into her place, and planted it there. Okay. Yeah. Or he's going to challenge jurisdiction. Both those cases, Stephen walks. Zellner knows this. Zellner knows Federal Rule 60B4. Boyd. She knows that she can walk in there and void Stephen's conviction, the entire trial, to the point, revert back to, he was never convicted. That's right. It just voided the whole thing. Zellner can walk in there and do that anytime. Anytime that Stephen Avery tells her to go in there and challenge jurisdiction under Federal Rule 60B4, if he would just tell her that, she's the client. She has to do what he says. And if he tells her to go in there and hit him with that, their case will collapse the moment it hits the clerk's office. And Stephen and Brendan walk. It's that simple. It's that simple, really. But no, we gotta play all this fucking legalistic bullshit games. You know? So when you think about it, really think about it. And we all know. And those people go, oh, they're guilty. Fuck off. Either you didn't do your shit or you're lying. Anybody that knows anything about this, anything substantial about this case, knows that it's just bullshit. So how do you get rid of all the bullshit? Well, you don't go in for Denny violations. You don't go in for these. You don't go in for that. And young blood, something else. You don't do all that shit. You just tell the steward, hey, yeah, prove you have jurisdiction. Stephen doesn't have to prove shit. You know? The state has to prove that they have jurisdiction. And if the state says, well, and with all the filings and all the information that the state has now, they have to re-examine it to see if they still have jurisdiction. And when they re-examine it, they'll come to find out that they're going to say that they do. And you're fucked. And the reason is because Teresa's dead. according to your own attorney, and they're going to use that against you, against logic, against reason. It's just legal beagle, and that's it. It's a legal paper tiger. You see. So when zoners stop saying Teresa's dead, and they're going to say, well, yeah, proof that she's alive, and the zoner says, prove she's dead. They're going, well, wait a minute. The death certificate says undetermined. You can't charge somebody with murder on undetermined autopsy, undetermined death certificate. There it is, right there. Goodbye, walk. Walk. It doesn't say homicide. If it said homicide, you'd have a problem. It doesn't say homicide. It says undetermined. And then when you get to the autopsy, it says, assuming these are human and assuming it came from the same person. There's two assumptions in a row. So, where is the justification that constitutes jurisdiction over the accused? It isn't. Dean Strang, Jerome Putin put it up. She's dead, and you got a legal charge. No, Dean Strang and Jerome Putin should have said, excuse me, but this case is void because you haven't got a DEP. Well, we got a certificate with Teresa's name on it. Yeah, and it said that you didn't have a body either. But yeah, you did an autopsy on not having a body. Yeah, there was no body. So how can you have a death certificate and no body? Okay? And an autopsy with no body. And of course the autopsy is going to come back undetermined. Why? Because there's no body. And you're convicted on this? Do you think that they have jurisdiction? The hell they do. The hell they do. They never had jurisdiction from the day one. So all this has been is nothing but a fart in the fucking breeze. That's all this has been. It's just paper tiger. Don't be afraid of the paper tiger. Okay? Anyway, yeah, they had the wrong color of the, yeah. How did he get the search warrant afterwards? He said blue. He didn't know at the time. When they went and got the search warrant, they didn't know. He didn't know at the time that Teresa's was green. Oh, I had to know. It was on the fucking flyer. So why did he go against the flyer? You see? The flyer says dark green. He types in blue. Wait a minute. That's two different fucking vehicles. One's 99, the other one's 98. Excuse me. Yeah, be on the lookout for wait a minute. It's either 99 or 98. 99 or 98. I don't know which. Do you know which? No, I don't know which. Blue, green, or teal. Yeah, be on the lookout for that. Toyota. Yeah, we got that right. It's a Toyota. You know? No. They said that they had jurisdiction. They held you against your will. They prosecuted they just rammed that prosecution through in spite of all the stupidity that we have discovered. No, they have no jurisdiction. But the problem is that every time that zoner goes over there and presents something to the court, she's presenting it as if they had jurisdiction, and she's got to challenge something else other than jurisdiction. You know, Brady, she's there for smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. When you get right down to it, she wants nothing to do with the day planner. Why? Because that would prove that Teresa made it home, and that's going to blow the fucking shit. Okay? And, well, she doesn't want... She says two things out of the fucking mouth. That woman, there's something wrong with her. She's drunk, she's crazy, she's been at this too long, whatever. She's too engrossed into it, or she's bought off. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters is that she says on the one hand that there's a color difference between the vehicles. And she says on the one hand that these people seen this vehicle down here that was dark green and then it's blue. She knows. She knows. And she can always go to the Avery brothers and get all the fucking... And if they were truthful, they would say, no, it's not the same vehicle. They know, but yet they play the game. She keeps going up. Teresa's blood, Teresa's rapport. No, it's not. And she's lying to the court. And she's misrepresenting at the detriment of Stephen Avery's life. She's fucking him over. She's screwing him. And she gets to go out here and wine and dine and gets all this fucking money coming in, all these donations coming in, all these hours, billable hours. She's there for the money, and she's getting as much fucking money she can squeeze out of Steven as fucking possible. Yeah. She has to be paid off by the hall box, all right? You know? To keep her daughters, dead, all right? Keep your daughter dead. No. A lawyer coming in and look at this. Oh, well, I'm going to challenge this. I'm going to challenge jurisdiction on the premise and jurisdiction. Yeah, they have no jurisdiction. And you walk. Fuck. Law school 101, more or less. Fuck yeah. That's right. Yeah, as the way they did Brendan, that should never have been. No way. No, the cops have a responsibility to be correct, and they did not. So Steve could sue Calumet County, Manawa County, the Hall Box. She could sue Dean Strain, Jerome Buting, and Kathleen T. Zoner for everything they fucking got. Yeah. Now, the other part of the screenplay, let me tell you about this, is that Stephen Avery gets all this money and he cleans out his entire fucking yard, straightens it out, and he makes it a junkyard amusement park. Junkyard amusement park. What do you find in a junkyard? He's got all these old classics. You got a little tram that you go in there. You get a little tram and you go through it. He's got a racetrack. He's got a drag strip. He's got a monster truck pit. And for Brendan Dassey, on the other hand, here's what I'd like to say. Brendan Dassey. If Brendan Dassey would write out a $36 million check to Malibu Trailer Productions, oh, fuck. He could do the same thing except Stu Nightrider and Dresden, that guy, those two. Yeah, for doing the same fucking thing. And sue the university that they work for. Sue them a shitload of money. And what Brendan does, he builds a wrestling fucking ring for the county of Manawa. It's a big wrestling ring. And what we do is, if Brendan Dassey challenges the staff at Zoner's office, and then Brendan pays for the best MMA fighters for a bully fucking beat down. And if you're that much and you think that this case is Teresa's dead, get your ass in the fucking ring. If we find out that she's not. If they say it's still the same pun, well, then step your ass in the ring if it's not our change your tune. And then you won't have to step into the ring. So there's consequences. See, Brendan brings consequences. Yeah. If you're wrong, you're stepping in the ring. Bully beat down. So you better go back and check your shit. That's what I say. when you're a screenplay writer, you can make things happen. Oh, shit, I didn't get that job. No, the reason why you didn't get that job because you didn't write down a screenplay saying that you got the job and then hand it in, saying, here, boom, there's your lines, here's the script, read your lines. There it is. Well, you got the job, thank you very much, okay? See that philosophy? No matter what you touch turns to gold. When you're writing a screenplay, whatever happens, happens. Now, here's a couple of interesting things. Let's shake it up a little bit. I could probably squeeze in another $1 million. Special. Okay? For two people in Making a Murder. I'll split it 50-50, $500,000 each. So they will write a screenplay and it'll be for $1,500,000. All right. And that goes to Chad Keller and Andrew Whitehead. You two basically carpool, and then when you get to the train, you end up in the same sleeper car. 4 days all the way across the United States, you two together. Oh, shit. Boy, I tell you what, when it comes to views, you guys be views. Mind Shock and, yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks, that'd be good. That'd be, real good. They'll get a lot more fucking views. Your subscribers rates will go to fuck up like you wouldn't believe. You know? You're chugging along right now. You're getting white. Really? Not what you could get. But think about it. For $1 million investment into your channel. And that's what this is. This is $1 million investment in your channel. What makes you think there might not be another $1 million out there somewhere for something else? You know what I mean? This could be lucrative. Yes, could be lucrative. Think about it. You know? There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Too bad. Well, we could do a memorial or something like that for him. And that's really all I know of right now. There's two groups. There's two groups of MMA YouTubers, all right? And the friction between the two really spells out views. The more friction, you know, the more whatever. But see, the thing is that you're all divided against, you gotta bring out all these points and back and forth and shit, right? And have, well, let me see now. You guys come together, pretty much. But when you get to Trail, is really where it all comes together, and we're going to go recruit Sasquatch to come back and free Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey because they're huge, you know. And then have a big parade down Main Street, Manawak, where Stephen Avery comes back and says, "Fuck you, I'm back." Okay? Pretty much. Let's see what we come up with. I'd like to see you guys' first draft. So sooner the better, you know what I mean? Sooner the better. But yeah, I'll tell you what, Chad, Andrew, you guys do whatever, but you'll be the most viewed in all the Making a Murderer. If that's